What's up, guys? Cameron, Finding Food Outdoors. Today I'm going to be giving you an overview of the 128T Accend with yak power. I'm going to kind of be letting you know what I think about it. I've taken it out a few times, so I've got I've got a good feel for the stability, you know, the dry boxes, how they perform, and then overall handling. So I'll let you guys know, and I guess let's get into it, right? All right, we're gonna start it back to front here. All right, so hey, you know, that's your little handy dandy drain plug right there. Okay, it works about as good as any other drain plug on the market. It's not exceptional, not necessarily bad either. You're gonna get water in the kayak. It's not waterproof. It works. Tilt it up, you know, tilt it upside down, store it upside down at a bit of an angle. It'll be just fine. Obviously, right here we got a storage compartment. Okay, it does go way back in here. Got some pretty good storage space. There is some styrofoam that actually sits in between the seat and this port right here to help with the stability, I guess, of the separation. I'm really not sure. I'm assuming it helps reinforce the seat right here where your weight is, so that the plastic doesn't bend. So yeah, getting right into this dry box. Now this dry box is not how you're gonna see it when you buy it. I'm just gonna kind of give this guys to you now. You're gonna see it and it's gonna be flipped the complete opposite way. Okay, did make sense to me that way because I'm opening the door into me when I'm sitting here. I didn't like it, so I changed it. I flipped it around, resealed everything. Took no more than 5 minutes. Actually took longer to take the old silicone off than it did to reseal and re-screw everything. So a lot of storage space in there. That dry box, I would say, doesn't necessarily. It doesn't leak nearly as bad as some of the the ones that we're gonna get into here in a bit. Okay, got 2 of your 4 rod holders. Okay, the other 2 will be located up here. Obviously your seat sits right here. Now I do have the seat sitting right underneath it. One of these nice mesh suspended seats. I have no issue sitting on it. Fish for 6, 8, 10 hours a day and nothing. Between that, this kayak is built for you to be able to stand on. Between that and standing up, I have no issues with hurting at the end of the day. So got you 2 little nice cup holders. Those cup holders are so-so at best, I would say. They fill up with water. They're not going to drain. There's no way for it to drain. It doesn't make sense to me why they made 2 cup holders that can't drain anywhere. Other than that, though, the kayak drains very well. No water's going to pool anywhere else other than those 2 places. There will be water in those 2 cup holders. You can't fight it. You're not going to be able to do anything with it. It's going to stay there until you're done. So just know that. Okay. Right here, this is the best dry box you've got. All right. Haven't had any issues with water getting into it. Keys, phone, all stays in there. Never had water get in there, not yet. I fish a lot in the coastal bay, Chesapeake bays, just all over, and waves breaking over the kayak. Never any issues. I can't say the same for this one, guys. You might as well just not even have the lid on it. I feel like sometimes you can see right down here the seal doesn't actually seal very well at all. Okay, water gets in there and it's gonna happen. I've tried resealing it. I'm not sure if it's just what's going on. So one thing I will do though before keep going, I will give you the inside. So this is where your yak power sits. Your yak power is going to sit right down in there. Okay, one thing I've kind of done to fight the water leaking is I have a battery dry box, much like anything else you'd buy from marine boats. It just kind of sits down in there. The battery sits inside it. You see I have these command strips to kind of keep the battery box from sliding up. Just going to stuff it down in this corner to keep it away from this opening so that when the water falls in, it doesn't fall into the battery box. It's done a very good job so far. I don't have any issues with the battery getting wet, thankfully. You know, I'm not a fan of electric and water meeting, especially when I'm on the kayak, so even if it is just a battery. Got your two rails. What I'll say about those rails is they're pretty inconveniently placed. When you go to paddle, if you have something hanging off of these rails, you're going to hit it. Alright, it's going to get hit. This one in the back, it's going to be turned into a camera boom, so it's going to be going kind of out of an angle. That would be fine. I used to have my fish finder mounted right here. That's getting moved up here just because you can't paddle with the fish finder up here. You can't do it. So the transducer arm is going to mount up here on a new rail, and then I have another new rail coming for the fish finder itself. So they're both fit. I will show you guys whenever those two get in. Okay. You have obviously your other two rod are your rod holders, and then your rod tip holders, your tip protector, whatever you want to call it. I don't use it for that. It's never been used for that. Never will be used for that. Just because I don't really have a need for it. And to be honest, it's pretty inconvenient to try and pull and push your poles out of it pretty regularly. So I just kind of use the rod holders, and that's kind of where I make my money. It works very well though for your paddle. You can actually slide your paddle right up in here, and it lays pretty much directly along the side of your kayak. So works great. It puts the paddle in a bit of a bind, so it's not flopping, it's not loose. It actually fits pretty snug in there, so it's nice. And then, you know, if you've got anything you're storing right here, whatever it may be, a cooler, anything, you're not going to be able to use this. For your fishing poles, for anything. So keep that in mind when it comes into the whole storage aspect of how you're going to do things. That's what I'll say about that. Alright guys, so I'm going to get into the stability of the kayak for just a second. The stability of the kayak is, overall, it's pretty good. You're going to be able to stand in it, you're going to be able to set the hook, you're going to be able to do, make your way to the front, make your way to the back. It's going to be able to happen. You're going to be able to do it pretty effortlessly. I'm a smaller guy, I'm 170, 180, so I'm able to do so, I guess, a little bit more easily than some of you bigger guys may be able to, 200 plus, maybe 6'1", 6'2", so you may have a little bit more issues, but I would say it's doable. If you get anything any bigger than this kayak's already heavy, anywhere from, I think it's like 90 to 95 pounds, somewhere in there. It's like a 93, 94. So keep that in mind. It's not easy to pick up by yourself. It's not easy to load or unload, and you're not going to want to drag your kayak across some rocks or anything. So keep that in mind. Loading, unloading. I can pick it up and I can load it, but I'm going to tell you, I do struggle doing so. So just have that in your mind. If it's something that if you don't know that you'll be able to lift that, especially over your head, you may look at going something a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit lighter. If you're able to do so, or you're just planning to put it on like a trailer and back it in and whatever, that'd be great. It'd be awesome. Or you can even go bigger with like a 133X now from Accend. They have some bigger stuff that's a little bit more sturdy for some of the bigger guys. So there is that too. That is an option. So closing remarks. Overall, I love the kayak. It does what I need it to do, and that's the important thing for me. You need to find the kayak that's going to do what you need it to do, fishing where you're going to be fishing. I fish mostly like the Chesapeake Bay area, freshwater, some rivers, and I get into some pretty skinny places too, but it is important to know, like, if you're going to be fishing open water versus smooth freshwater. That's stuff you need to take into account. I wouldn't, more than likely, we're close enough to the ocean, I can guarantee I'm probably not going to take this out on open ocean, just because I don't like it. Not for that. Not for the big, not for the waves coming over and all that stuff. I haven't had any issues in the bay with it, waves crashing on me, making me feel like I'm going to tip. But I don't know. Maybe me being, I guess, a little bit overcautious or, you know, whatever. But I'm not going to take it in open water. I just don't feel comfortable with it with you sitting, you know, you sit up pretty high in this one, so just keep that in mind too. But hey, in the future, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, comment, any questions, please let me know. I'll get back to them pretty quickly. I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. So in the future, we're gonna have some fishing videos coming up of me in the kayak, some hunting, you know, me and a couple of the buddies. So we're just having fun, you know, enjoying ourselves, and, you know, bringing you guys along for the ride. So hey, if you want to be a part of it, please like, subscribe, and we'll get you in there. Let me know what you want to see. We're always down to try new things. There's not a lot that we haven't done at least once, so hey, we'll give it a go again, right? Alright, guys.